Hey everybody, how are you? This is Elisan, and today I have the beautiful and gorgeous Ileana with me. I'm in Singapore, she's in the US now, so thank you, Skype, for making this happen. So, today I want to talk to you about confusion in your business because Ileana and I were talking about this actually prior to this conversation, even online. Like, we're confused, we're trying to figure it out, and then this goes against the grain of everything that is you know online. You gotta have this perfect, you gotta have this figured out, and this and that. But then the truth is you do get confused. And so what happens? So let's continue this conversation. And hello, Ileana, how are you? Tell us more about you.
Yes, hey, beautiful. Thank you so much for having me. Of course, it's always such a pleasure to talk to you. I admire you so much for all your work that you do and all your crazy talk that you do. And I really enjoy I watch a lot of your videos, and I really enjoy watching you and listening to you. You always have some nuggets of wisdom. And even on Instagram, I love watching your posts and everything. So, yes, about me. So, I have founded my company, which is Light Within Coaching Consulting, in last year, a little bit over a year ago, and I have created my brand Soul Chic Journey. It basically stands to connect through soul, be chic, and trust your journey. So yes, since I started, I think that's such a perfect topic for me about the confusion because since I started, I was like, oh my god, it's all going to be about styling, and style coach, and I love this. And there are two things I'm passionate in life: is that helping women to make more money in life, and help them to look beautiful, and help them to be more confident in life and represent them and create their image according to who they are, and match their inner beauty with their outer beauty. So that was my passion, and so that's why I created this brand.
But why did you start that business in the first place? What was your why? Is it your personal story that translated into then became that extension?
I'm not sure about the personal story. I guess it is a personal story, but I've always been passionate, about style and helping women look beautiful, and more beautiful and confident, and express themselves through their clothing and through their image and creating their image. I got my image maker certificate, I think, in 1996. So,
Ancient.
it was like ancient, right? Ancient. And so it was like I've always wanted to do that, but I was born in Russia, and that's where I got it, and it was like there was no way to be in that industry. Like there was like it did not exist. So, but I've always been passionate, and I've helped, always help my friends and everybody. So my why was just to help out. I always wanted to help them look more prettier and more beautiful. And growing up in Russia was like you cannot get out of the house to go grocery shopping. If you don't have your heels on. So if you don't have your makeup on, you don't get out of the house. So
Wow.
yeah. So it's pretty much the same way still, but
Isn't that very tiring
I
though
guess
isn't that very tiring though to constantly have to keep this image?
you have to, like, when you live in a city where there's a 14 million people, and you have to stand out. You have to create that personal brand.
Just to go and buy groceries?
Yeah, because you never know who you're gonna meet and who's gonna talk about you. Like it was always that way.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah,
So
that's
do
how
you
it
think
was, and that's how it all.
so do you think women enjoy being beautiful, or do you think they actually don't enjoy making themselves beautiful?
I think women always want to be beautiful.
So why do they let themselves go?
I think it's because of the ego. And in just like we had the conversation before that, it's because the ego says, "Oh, it's not safe to be beautiful." And that's what I am right now in my life. I think even with creating this and doing this for over 20 years, I'm like, I'm realizing that, my subconscious mind is telling me it's actually not safe to be beautiful. It's not safe to, after all this that, happened, this life happened to you. And, why would you want, we always being harassed for whatever reasons. And women, I think, starting to think that, oh, it is not safe to be beautiful. But there are also really strong women that really want to be beautiful, and that gives them but I think it gives women confidence when they look beautiful, when they look great, they feel confident, they feel they can conquer the world.
Mm.
And I think there was a one of my favorite Russian authors, Anton Chekhov. He said, "When I dress nice, I feel smarter." And this is one of the legendary Russian authors, So if he said, "And I look good, I feel smarter." So we do feel smarter. We feel more confident when we look great, right?
Mm. I think there's a difference. I think what you're saying is the ego prevents us from wanting to look beautiful. One thing is, yes, we don't want to feel unsafe, right? But the other thing is, we don't want to look superficial. Like, are you sure putting on makeup? I don't want to feel superficial, right? That's the other camp of.
But you know what? It doesn't, see, here's the thing, one thing for you to put makeup on, right? For another person to put makeup, like I have no makeup today, just my mascara. It's like if I don't put my mascara, I feel naked, you know? But next time I go out, I'll put my full makeup on. Like you would what the society create the idea about how to look beautiful, what means to be beautiful, and what means to be beautiful for you is two different things,
Mm,
you know. So if you just put some mascara, like I did not put any makeup on, like I didn't put my powder, I didn't put like no makeup, just my mascara. I put my mascara on, I get out of the house, I feel beautiful.
mm.
I might not like 100% beautiful, but I still know that I look great.
So I think the shift is, in the past is women dress up for the men, you dress up for, whatever it is. But I think the shift is you dress up for you. You dress up and you feel beautiful for yourself. And that's empowerment on its own. Because women do things for other people
Exactly.
for such a long time, right? Like, you know, we are made to wear low cut. We are not made to wear low cut. We are made to do this. We're made to do this. It's not for ourselves or for other people. For once, right now in our history, women can start doing things for ourselves and includes looking beautiful.
Exactly. Absolutely agree with you. Yes, for ourselves. It's not for nobody. For nobody. Just for you. You have to get up. You have to look beautiful. You put makeup on. You don't have to put whole 9 yards on your face. You put, you can put just some shades, and some mascara, and or you can just put the lipstick and you go out and you are fine as long as you feel beautiful.
Yeah.
As long as you feel like you enjoy wearing the shirt, you enjoy wearing your stripes today, right?
Right.
You like that hair. I love that hair on you, by the way.
Thank
And
you.
it's like that color. That's what it is. It's just the color, right? And you already feel different. You already feel beautiful, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for yourself, for your own,
Yeah, that is also very true, especially for us who run online businesses and we hardly go out. And then sometimes you can't find a reason to dress up because you work at home all the time. But I think, if you give yourself up after a while, you get into that downward spiral. Oh, like get sloppy. But I think just because you work from home doesn't mean that you have to be sloppy. You can still dress up on, days.
You have to dress up. I'll tell you more. You have to dress up. That's your only one opportunity to get out to the world. Well, you show your face to the world, like who you are, right? Because once you, and it also, I think people don't realize that, verbal communication is a big thing, right? But a nonverbal communication is very big too.
Right.
You know,
Just like so for yourself,
it,
like for yourself right now, you don't have makeup on, but you only have mascara. But nobody's gonna notice you have no makeup on because you feel good about yourself. So versus if you didn't have
right,
mascara and we could feel it because that's the energy that you are sending out. Just like for today, I have makeup
right.
on, I feel confident. If I don't feel confident, even though I'm the same person. So I think it's about doing whatever you can in your own for your own good to feel good because you
Mm-hmm.
want to feel confident and you want the other person to feel that confidence that you can do your job. I mean, with or without makeup, with or without mascara, both you and I are the same person, but what's different is how we feel about ourselves.
Exactly, exactly. That's what I'm trying to make a point of. Exactly. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right. It's so important to really tell people who you are without saying a word. You just sit there with your different hair. Like it's like you presenting yourself to the world. You telling the world, this is who I am. This is how I am. I like to wear nice clothes because I have respect for myself. You know, I
that's
have
right.
respect for myself. I put nice clothes on me.
Yeah,
I put makeup because I have respect for myself. You
yeah.
know,
And it's
and
part of,
my mom taught me that since I was little.
wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, mom. I think that's also part of, yeah, that's part of individuation, part of self expression, right? I mean, seriously, people do funny things on there. It's all part of self expression, trying to tell the world who you are, trying to basically express yourself. So part of this self expression has led us to confusion because that old identity no longer serves us. And so I want to talk about this because I think a lot of people think that they got to get everything figured out before they put themselves out there. And they got to be this enlightened master before they start teaching. And they got to just figure everything out. Um, and I know both you and have been talking about this, and I've been working on this, and you have been working on this. And so, how does that feel to be confused?
How does it feel? It feels very confusing. But you know what? I'll tell you this because I've always been that person who thought that you have to have it all together. You have to all have it figured out before you can go and teach somebody else how to do things and how it should be. You have to get it. You have to have it all together. And I no longer think this way. I think that's where the confusion is. It's like for a while I'm still am confused as like should I have it all together before I go out to the world or should I not? But I want to bring this a good example like when I watch you online. um I really admire that vulnerability that you put out there that you don't have it all together, but I feel so much confidence in your search. Like I'm like, if this girl, well, I'm gonna keep watching her because she's gonna get it one day, and I want to be there to watch it. And you know what? And when I watch you, I don't feel like I don't feel that you don't know what you're doing.
Mm,
I feel like you really know what you're doing. Is that you really want to pinpoint this? Like I absolutely see And that gives me power too, because I that I look at myself and I look at my confusion, and I see that I really know what the heck I'm doing. It's just I really want to pinpoint it.
Yeah. I think I'm confused because, and I want to get to another level because this area of my life is no longer serving me, and I'm
Right.
ready to get into the next level. So for you, I wanted to ask you, so when was it that, because you've been doing this for 20 years, helping people discover their style, and you actually love the process. So when was it that you discovered that, maybe it's time? That's when the confusion started, right? Because it's like, maybe it's time to start something else. So when was it that happened for you? How did it happen for you?
I think when I start um I think it's all when I start moving, things online. It's
Mm,
like, I've been doing it for 2 years, and it was always like into referral. And then once I start learning how, I'm moving my business online, and how much work needs to be done, and not even the work. I'm not worried about work. I'm worried about hustle. Yeah, just like we were talking about, like
yeah,
that hustle. That's like I'm like, this is not feminine. Like exactly how we think about it. It's like this is not feminine. This is not how it's supposed to be.
yeah,
So that's where my confusion gets. Like, I want to make impact in the world. I want to help women. I want every chance that I can have, to help somebody who wants to help themselves too. You know, and but then I was like, well, why does it have to be so much hustle? Why
yeah,
does it?
yeah,
How do I connect this? This is where my confusion is. I was like, how do I connect this? To really serve people, but at the same time without killing myself,
yeah, yeah.
hustling.
Yeah, I totally agree. This getting yourself out there, marketing, the social media, it does take a lot of energy and it does drive your ego a bit cuckoo. And then I think this is where, I mean, I've been going through this as well. If I drive myself on social media, somehow unconsciously or consciously the ego would step in. Like, the numbers are too small. You need to play a bigger game. The numbers need to be bigger. But then the other voice, the soul, is like, trust me, trust in the process. And then I get caught in between, and that's really what my confusion is all about. Because like you, I mean, when I started, obviously, I devoured the systems. Then I found myself a little bit more, and I say this is not the way I want to do it because I lost myself. And so that's when the confusion is, can I not follow the system but still thrive and break away from the pack and break away from this
Right,
blueprint? Can I still survive? Because it's not proven.
right.
These are proven strategies, but my strategy is not proven. So then, everything starts to fall in the survival, the money, the blah, 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 and then you just explode and like, okay, you know what? This is just crazy. So
Exactly, exactly.
yeah. And so because that is so-called the proven strategy, but our strategies are not proven. And right now, I think more and more people are guided to ditch the strategies and just follow their voice, their inner voice, follow their soul, discover their soul purpose, listen to more of God's voice, because the world is going crazy now because the ego is going crazy. And so, and the funny thing is, my 5-year-old, almost five, we were driving, and she suddenly said, Mom, I hope God resets the world. She's almost five, and I'm like, why did you say that? And so I don't know. I just feel like I think God needs to reset the world. And so
Yeah,
if we
right.
think about this, if we don't reset the world, I mean, or reset ourselves, then we will destroy ourselves. With the nuclear wars and everything, we are easily destroyable. But in the book, in A Course of Miracles, it says there's only a certain degree that we can play mischief. I mean, I'm paraphrasing it. God is still in control. So God will not allow us to go all the way out there. He is still in control. There is a limit to how much mischief that we can do. Then he will start to interfere and reset the world. So I think right now our confusion is really wanting to break away from that, and aligning ourselves more and more with God. But for eons of years, very few of us did it, and so therefore that's the scary part. There's the fear. We have been serving fear for such a long time, and now we are really invited to serve faith and God, and that's scary too.
It is, I think, like, I don't feel scary. I just, what I feel is that I just want to make sure I do it right way. Like, I totally agree with you. Like, I don't want to be another voice in a 100 million voices. I want to be my own voice. I want to bring to the world something the world needs right now, or people what they need right now. I don't want to pollute more. I don't want to, write a book that is just going to pollute more, And people tell me all my life, oh my God, you have such a life, crazy life, you should definitely write a book. A million people told me that. I'm like, I will write my book when it's time, when it's
Yeah.
not going to be something pollutes more, and I'm going to be another best-selling author on Amazon. I I want to contribute. I want to bring something, that the world needs, not something that it doesn't.
Yeah, I think what you're looking
And
for
that's
is
where,
meaning. I think we get confused within meaning and
yeah,
marketing, and then, oh,
right, meaning and marketing.
right? I mean, it's like, oh, you got to write a
Where's
blog
your next
post.
talk show?
Maybe it's like, oh, you need to show up every day, even if you don't feel like it, you got to show up. But if you don't feel like it, then don't freaking show up. Why do you want to show up and say something stupid or say something that doesn't have any meaning and, like, as in your own words, pollute the world? I think this is
Right,
exactly what you say. I mean, we were all wired. We were all taught you got to be consistent. You got to show up every single day. You got to hustle. You got to, even if you don't like it, you got to do it. But see, here's what I feel. If you really love your work, you will show up every. Oh, I'm having the chills as I say this. You will show up every single day. It's not even work because it's effortless. You enjoy this. If you don't like it, then obviously there's something wrong with it. It's a message. It's a resistance. Either you got to work on the resistance while you're having the resistance, or maybe it's not your thing. I mean, if you don't want
right,
to show up on Instagram every single day, then don't freaking show up. I mean, who says you have to? And then the energy is diluted, the energy is blah. It's worse. You're making yourself so unhappy, then what's the point, right? Yeah, you got it there. Like,
right.
don't pollute the world.
Yeah,
If you don't want to show up, then don't freaking show up. Show up only when you feel good about yourself.
that's what I do. Like, I'm like, he said sometimes I'm like, I would not, like, I would open Instagram to make a post, and I'm like, I don't feel like
Yeah,
there's nothing out there that I can say right now. It's just gonna be a pollution, and
yeah,
I close it until I come up with
yeah,
something that comes from my
yeah,
heart.
yeah,
Like, why would I put something out there just to show up? I
yeah.
don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
did with
making
my
a
blog.
choice. I'm making fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did with my blog as well. Like, I ditched it for a month. Well, that was partly I mean, I ditched it for a month because I had resistance, but then I worked it through. I talked about it in my video today. But, you know, once I worked through the resistance, then I was ready to, talk about it again. But yeah, I really honored that process as well. Like, if I didn't want to do it, there is always a reason why, but I didn't figure it out until about like a month later. But that's the journey, that's the process, right? Why do you resist? Like, why do you not
Right,
want to show up? Why do you hate it so much when you actually started it with so much love? So I think if you start, I mean, for me, that's what I did. I honored the process. I didn't feel like writing a word, and that was what I did. My Instagram account, I tore it down, I built it up again, I tore it down, I built it up again,
I saw.
because I want to figure out my own style, and who says I shouldn't, who says I can't, so I tore it, I built it, I tore it, I built it. Even with my group, I closed it, I opened it, renamed it, closed it, open. So it's like, who's to say this is wrong? But I know the expert will say, oh my God, you shouldn't be doing this. But if I don't do it, then I'll never know, and I'll never try, and then you never get to experience, and that's how it feels like. So
Right.
Yeah. So exactly like what you say, if you don't feel like saying something and you're just saying it for saying something, it's really pollution then, and nobody's gonna take notice of you because you're drowned by the sea of the other millions who are trying to sound like the same.
Right. And sure, like if you notice, like on Instagram, I search through a lot of, I always look for talented people to follow, and I always, search and search and search and search all the time. And sometimes you pull up a account and be like, oh my god, that is so different. Like, and you'll be like, click follow, and you don't follow these people, and it's just like, and then you like find somebody's like you follow him, and then it's like you'll be like, oh, it's so not genuine and so not authentic. I'll be like, unfollow. I don't have time to like really see that. I'd rather see something more talented in my feed and like follow interesting people. And I think it's getting filtered right now.
There you go,
Our,
right there is one strategy that cannot be taught because it's how you feel, right? I mean,
right,
it's like there
exactly.
is no way you can fake this strategy because if you are just you, people will just want to have more of you. But if you're just following the strategy and just doing it, people can feel it. That's right there. That's right there right now.
Yep, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I totally agree with you, and I don't want that. You know,
Yeah.
I love authentic people, and I think that's I'm at the age of my life where I was like, I don't want to bullshit in my life. I just want authentic, interesting people that help me develop myself and help me grow.
Yeah.
Not just some motivational bullshit. No, I don't need that. I've
Yeah.
I've done enough work since I was 16.
I think that's where that you're right. Most of us
So.
have read a lot of books. Most of us are motivated enough. I think it's now
Mhm.
it's okay to be confused because if you're not confused, then how would you want to seek the answer? Like dig deeper, right? So celebrate
Exactly.
confusion.
Yeah,
Celebrate confusion. We are here right with you.
totally agree. Totally agree.
So thank you so much, Ileana, for your time. I know it's really late there. So I'm going to leave all the links for people to find you on this blog post and on this post. So what is one last thing that you want to tell people about confusion?
Be confused. You know what? Seek your confusion. I think because your confusion is gonna give you growth. And if you don't grow, your soul don't grow. And you cannot bring to the world what it needs and what you need and what your heart and soul needs.
Yeah. Well, the opposite of confusion is clarity, right? So if you're in a neutral place, actually that's quite bad. So if you're confused, the opposite, you can seek clarity. And this is just a cycle. So celebrate confusion. We are right here. It's okay. Don't think that it is, there's something wrong with you. All of us go through this. I mean, look, Ileana has been doing this for 20 years and still confused. So it's okay.
Right. Well, thank you so much for having me. And
Thank you.
best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye. See ya.
Bye.